Hey folks, Rich here at RC Informer. Today I have a new jet coming to Banana Hobby to show you. This is the HSD 75mm Viper jet. HSD is making some really sweet jet models, and rather than going real complex and real expensive, they've actually gone real simple and real inexpensive with this airplane. It's a little bit of an odd size fan. It's a 75mm, but the airplane has more than 1-to-1 thrust ratio. It has quite a nice flight time, and to boot, it's a 6-cell powered jet. It's kind of hard to believe that a small airplane like this is powered by a 6S 3300 pack. Now, just to give you an overview of this airplane, it's all EPO foam. It has a really smooth, glassy finish all over the entire thing. It assembles very easily. There's a real tough aluminum spar that runs through with 2 screws. 2 screws to get your elevator, 3 screws to get your vertical stabilizer on, and then you secure your landing gear here, which I'll just kind of flip it over. It's fixed gear. You secure it with 2 screws on each main and 2 screws on the nose wheel. So it's a very simple 4-channel fixed gear jet. If you want to go 5 channels like I did on mine, I actually took my nose wheel steering, I mixed it in with a separate servo, just so I could trim the nose wheel steering independently. Overall, inside to power this airplane, there's a 75mm fan, as I told you about before. It's all composite, and it has 8 blades as opposed to your typical 5 or 6. There's a 60 amp speed controller that drives that. The motor inside the fan is a 2000 kV brushless outrunner, and there's a BEC to drive all 6 servos in here. There's 2 aileron servos, 2 elevator servos, 4 redundancy, 1 rudder servo, and 1 nose wheel steering servo. Now you can see right off the bat, there's some cheater holes up here to help get a little extra air. What I'm going to do is open up the cockpit here. Ron's going to zoom in here. There's a very nice spring-loaded latch here to get this thing on with a tongue and groove here in the center. And as Ron zooms in here, you can see the 6L 3300 Genesis pack in here, nose wheel servo here, receiver, and a real nice feature that they've put in here that I've done to a lot of my models actually in the past is you can see this black anti-skid battery tray kind of liner, which is what I've been doing to a lot of my planes. Now that's provided right here in the HSD airplane, and it really keeps your battery from slipping. You don't really need Velcro or anything for it. I did add an extra battery strap to mine because there was only 1 battery strap included. You can see my receiver right here. And on the side walls, not sure if Ron can zoom in here, but literally just taped my antennas, 1 right here, and you can see 1 right here on the other side. And you want to keep those 90 degrees to each other because that helps eliminate the possibility of radio interference. Anyway, the canopy goes on real simple. You can see how nicely the thing just sort of snaps into place. I'll go ahead and flip it over, show you a couple of the features again here on the underside. Now, although it's a fixed gear airplane, they've done some nice things to it. They've actually put metal hubs on all the wheels. I'm not sure if Ron can zoom in on that, but there's metal hubs on both the main wheels and on the nose wheel, and I put a drop of oil in there, but that just makes your wheels last quite a bit longer. If you want to fly this off grass, you could even add larger wheels if you want to the nose and to the main. You can see a nice cooling hole under here just to get everything flowing through, and then out the exhaust to keep your battery cool, your ESC cool, and everything. And then right back here, there's a real nice access hatch. 2 screws here. You can get right into your 75mm fan. And your ESC and everything. Overall, guys, this is just a really nice package. It's going to be priced somewhere in the mid $150 range or mid $100 range. It's a lot of bang for the buck, lots of thrust on this airplane. Anyway, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and get it out to the flying field, and I'll give you a flight demo of the HSD 75mm Viper jet from Banana Hobby. We'll go ahead and plug this thing on in. Let it get all set up. All the factory throws and everything work out really nice on this thing, so it's a good idea to set it up for that. And Pete's on the camera. We're gonna go ahead and taxi it on out there, and Pete's gonna shoot some video for us here. right, down the hill here. This is a really sweet jet, guys. Again, only 4 channels. I did set it up as a 5 channel because I mixed in my nose wheel steering with a trim knob so I could steer that just independently of the rudder. Quick flight control check, and we are off to the races. It's just such a nice handling plane, both on the ground and in the air. Here we go. A little bit of throttle. Back on the stick, lifts right off. I'm at about half throttle here, guys. Just a super handling airplane. I'm real impressed with this thing. Bring it by full throttle. High speed pass down low. Simply awesome. Turn to the downwind. Some rolls. Super performing airplane. Probably does about 90 or so miles an hour. Real impressive. Maybe even, touching on 100. I find that landing this thing, you got to bring it almost all the way to idle here. Give you a touch and go. And if you bounce it, that's a nice thing because it doesn't behave badly. You can see how it just sort of jumps back up in the air there. Let's see if I can redeem myself and do a decent landing for you guys this time. Adding a little bit of power. Back to idle. Touching down nicely. Full throttle. Going straight up with it here. It's got lots of power. I'll bring it back around here. Do some steep turns out front for Pete to follow here. Just an awesome plane, guys. It just grooves well. I tell you, for a mid-$100 price range airplane, 75mm 6L, it's just one heck of an airplane. I'm really getting into this. You don't have to worry about flaps or gear. It's just overall a fun plane to fly. We'll bring it down here into the valley here. Bring it on down low. Just a rocket fast, fun airplane. All right, I'll bring it down the center line here if I can for an inverted pass. The inverted stability is awesome on this thing. Nice and smooth. Look at that. It holds inverted well everywhere. In fact, this is probably one of the better inverted flying planes I think I've flown. It's simply awesome. You see how nice it is? Here, I'll bring it back again. One of the beauties of this thing too is you get about 6 to 7 minutes of flight time. It'll go a long way, and I haven't really backed off the throttle here too much. See how nice this thing is? I'll push it over here. All right, bring it back here to the middle. Now I'm gonna see if I can give you guys a little bit of vertical performance. Pete's gonna film it. It's a little over 1-to-1 thrust ratio, but it does bleed off a little bit. Here we go, straight up. Point it up there as best I can. See, it'll stall out there and fall. Some vertical rolls coming down. Just a real nice flying plane. Loving this thing. I'll give you guys another touch and go out front here. Power's to idle now. I'm just letting it come in. Power off here, right on that runway. Very nice ground handling airplane, folks. The factory throws, like I said, they work fantastic on this thing. I set up 10mm, I think is what the book said, and it flew great. I'll do another touch and go, or let me do a full throttle pass from this side. Here we go. Just awesome. You can do high speed touch and goes with this thing too. Simply a fantastic airplane, guys. I just love this thing. Lots and lots of fun. Don't have to worry about gear, don't have to worry about flaps. Just stick it in your car, stick the battery in, and go fly. Point rolls. Doesn't seem to want to do those as well, but it'll do them. Full throttle again. And you can see we're getting really good flight time out of this thing. It'll just go and go and go. Love this thing. Down into the valley. Here we go. Down low. We're at the Tangerine Field here in Apopka, Florida. Nice and low over the trees. Love this thing, guys. Lots and lots of fun. Nice little inexpensive pocket rocket. Loads of fun. Inverted again. Awesome, awesome inverted stability. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Fun, fun, fun. We're gonna round, powers to idle, and bring it on in. Let's see here, guys. It'll fly for quite some time, guys, for the purposes of this video, though. Bring it on in. But again, about 6 to 7 minutes of flight time on this thing. Oop, we lift it up. You can see how tight, how fast you can make a turn with this thing. What an impressive little jet, guys. It's just a fun, again, little inexpensive pocket rocket, fixed gear, no flaps, just simply awesome. All right, guys, as you can see from that flight demo, it's just a really nice flying airplane. One more feature I wanted to point out to you, I didn't show you there in the beginning. They're starting to do this on a lot of the newer planes, is actually putting a plastic nose cone on it. So often that nose gets dented from different things. They're now putting a nice solid plastic nose cone on these things. Again, as you can see from the flight demo, real aerobatic, great performance on this thing. Takes off and lands real well. Inverted flight is nice. You just can't beat this thing for the money. Just stellar performance. If you're looking for a small, just simple 4-channel jet with just tons of power, you know, look no further than the HSD 75mm Viper jet from Banana Hobby. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for watching RC Informer, and as always, we'll see you next time.